everyone, welcome back to the next part of my playthrough guide. I hope everyone's looking forward to it. We are back here in Am-the-Rang, about to continue where we left off. So the next quest is called Free Trade. Thancred is gazing with interest at the nearby village. I take it you're seeing what I'm seeing? Finding a village where we're hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck, especially given our recent fortunes. But you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folks who live here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. So let's just take a leap of faith. And we made it. More or less. So I'm pretty sure there should be at least one more etherite crystal around here. No, it's a little further south. A place called Twine. Oh, this looks like a moored village. Zunzun. Hello, Zunzun. Can you explain where we are exactly? You sell? No. No, you're no merchants. But then, why do I know your face? Oh, I remember. You spent Verbert gold. Oh, he was there. Such a coin purse cracking. You are already a legend among moored traders. You're a traveling merchant, then. Can you tell us anything of this village? Of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now, none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location. In which case, you must all be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabatha-Rang ourselves. If we continue south from here, will we have many difficulties reaching it? Oh yes, great difficulty. The flood rent the stone and crushed the mine surrounding Nabatha-Rang. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain. Oh no. But surely there must be some way. Do you think any of the other moored might have some sort of hidden route? Perhaps. You ask, they tell. Tell for free even, to friends of our best customer. Wonderful. Thank you for your help. Well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. Remember Zunzun next time your pockets grow heavy with coin, yes? I like these moored. They're just so great. You wish to go to Nabatha-Rang? There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there is nothing left and no one to use it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires could bear your weight. You hastily take down a memo regarding the gondola and the spare scrap of parchment. Perhaps we ought to inquire upon the matter of your moored forces in the region as well. You do that. If we're not lucky enough to encounter anyone who knows a route to Nabatha-Rang here, perhaps they can at least point us in the direction of others who might. Gungun. For Nabatha-Rang, airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. The Amorians have one, I hear. You can ask them to take you. Though it seems somewhat superstitious to do so, you dutifully make note of Gongon's words. Yeah, I don't think they would be too keen to help us. I mean, that's just me. So... Oh, hey, Menphilia. I've got it. I'll lead by asking how business is, then mention you, and then ask about the route. That should work, right? Well, maybe. You can try it. I don't like being used as kind of like a bartering chip, but hey. Oh, that is a surprise. Not many bound for Nabatha Rain these days. I do know of a trolley that once went there. It used to travel between all the settlements and mines in the hills of Amber. It is locked behind a gate, however. I assume that will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being much of use. You take down information regarding the trolley on the wrinkled piece of parchment before stuffing it unceremoniously back into your bag. Ah, Claire, I'm afraid I've learned little of use about how to reach Nabatha Rang. The Umorian presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though their armies definitely in the Rang, there have been no signs of Umorians at all in the Hills of Amber. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alize's plan has borne fruit. Do you have any better luck finding us a route forward? Okay, note concerning the gondola. Piece of paper with gondola from cliffs, potential death trap scrawled upon it. Note concerning the trolley. A bit of paper with Hills of Amber trolley behind gates scribbled upon it. Note concerning airships. A bit of paper with airships. Umorian presence confirmed scrawled upon it. So these are our options. Well, what do you think? We can try the gondola. Might die, but Can we get an airship anywhere? Not from Volfrey, obviously. Gate aside, the trolley seems the most feasible. I mean, the gondola is the funny one, but yeah, I do think that out of all of our options, the gate would be the best. It does seem to be the less risky of our options, and I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash off in search of it, though. Perhaps Zunzun can offer some insight. So we go back to speak with Zunzun. Excuse me. The trolley problem. Zunzun is eyeing you with curiosity. Oh, valued customers. Were the other Mord of help? Somewhat. Of a fashion. They told us of a trolley that runs to Nabatha Rang, at least. But am I correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not do so yourself when first we asked? Yes. The gate, you see, it is impassable. Before, there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos. It opened the gates, they say. But none operate such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Bryan Mines. That is where the trolley controls stand. I still see miners there from time to time. If anyone knows what happened to the Talos, it would be them. Thank you. You've been a great help. We're off to Mount Bryan then. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our questions. Thank you for your help. I gotta confess, I'm not a big fan of the desert. I mean, it's so well detailed and thought out, and I love that. It's just I'm just not a desert person. I mean, right now I'm sitting in a very hot location, and I have both the air conditioning on and a fan going while I sleep, so yeah, heat and me do not get along. Mayhap the pall of light is the root of this land's desolation, or mayhap the fault lies with man in his insatiable greed. Well, I think both of them are pretty reasonable. What a sight. Oh, pardon me, it's a bit daunting, isn't it? The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need follow it until we come to the mines. You know, a simple way that we can do this is if we find all the ether currents and then just give everybody a ride with our car. That's just my idea, though. The more I wander through here, the more it looks like Alamigo? Well, kind of like a cross between Alamigo and Udall. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I mean, I love the Doman and far eastern places that we went to in Stormblood, but the locations for Girobanya were nowhere near as impressive, if you ask me. So this is the mines. Bit of a mess, isn't it? But the mechanics for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zunzun said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zunzun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything helpful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance to the mines proper caught Urianche's eye. Meet us there if you find anything. As much as I wish we could count on someone conveniently appearing and explaining all of this to us, I'm sure you're aware we don't have the time to waste. So this is the trolley. Oh, the trolley car. And we can't jump into it. The benches within suggest that this must be a passenger car. Oddly enough, though it is clearly old, it appears to be well maintained. Iron rail. Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appear sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. Oh hey! This lever can't have been designed for a person to operate. Oh man, it's huge! Man, who thought to put monsters right in this particular area? Can we hide in here? No, we can't! I don't want to fight right now. Alright, I tried to give you a chance to get away, but you brought this on yourself. Alright, glad that's taken care of. Thank you for the help, by the way. The cup is slightly warm, and a fair amount of tea, steeped over long if the color is any indication, remains within. Ah, Claire, what hast thou discerned? Yeah, there's definitely people here. I see. Indeed, thine observations are consistent with my own. But let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition. Though I couldn't move them myself, no ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggests a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them that they might felicitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou weren't somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Claire, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouse of the northwestern side of the tracks. Alright, I'll go look. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go, then. Chop, chop. That's impressive. So he knew that there was somebody there the whole time. Suspicious man. Wicked White, where did you come from? No, never mind that. You have no business here. Of that I'm sure. Oh, you really shouldn't have done that, buddy. What are you? Oh, darn. Just sprint the whole way. We got what we came for. I feel a bit bad for them. They elected to take up arms against us, though the outcome was plain from the first. That's smarts. We won't let you. Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us? We're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours? Do we honestly look like we need to steal, what, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd. We're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look, well, you don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never come this way. The only reason you would come all this way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. I like how they're looking directly at Urianger as they say that. Oh, Taff. I have an idea. What if, once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants sworn to follow her unto world's end. On their journey, they met a sorcerer, as ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtruse, but in the unlikely event that that's a serious conjuncture, no, I suppose I am a bodyguard of sorts, but we have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabatha Rang. We were hoping that the trolley might offer a solution. I realize that we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again... The trolley? The trolley. You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training, in fact. Jekyll and Thaff at your service. Technically, I'm a miner, and he does repair work, but our true passion is the trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there's a little in need of transport these days, but that's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to the dust. The mere sight of it traveling the track once again would make hearts sore, mark my words. You'll hear no arguments from us. What progress have you made thus far? And not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. It's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you like. We'll introduce you. Very well, our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right, it looks like you'll be following us back to Twine then. Come to think of it, Urianger always was fond of fairy tales. You never would have guessed it looking at him. A quest for a lost love. Perhaps that could have been me, had things been different. Really? Doth thou seek the sorcerer's wisdom, young one? Well, they seem to be taking the story well. To be honest, I'm impressed that you thought of the trolley to begin with. So few seem to these days. Too used to living without it, I suppose. Rust and ruin. Thaff is ready to guide you to Twine, where you might meet the mysterious Magnus. If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd come out by now. Oh, yeah, I think I beat him up. You think he'll be alright? That's her... Well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look, just in case. You go on ahead, Thaff. Alright, looks like it'll just be you lot and me then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. You gonna be alright here on your own? We'll catch up with you in Twine. So, let's just head out to Twine then. Damn, that's smart. Did he have to thwomp me so hard? I'd be feeling that for the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I've pointed your overeager companions in the right direction, and they've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally we walk along the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. Yeah, so I think that they should be alright. Let's just head on. Oh, and I'm sure that you might have noticed by now, every once in a while we get a certain jump, like a certain skip in the recording, and I apologize for that. I think that there's something wrong with my recorder. I'll have to get that fixed. I don't know when I'll be able to, but it only happens every once in a while, so I just hope that you can bear with it. How do we get around here? Looks like the track's really the only way to follow. Of course. I mean, I don't know what's the deal here. I mean, do they purposely put everybody, like, right in the path of monsters? Wait a moment. I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, alright. Run! Gibbering coyote. Hey, where'd you go? The monster's taken care of. Oh no. Ran straight into another monster nest. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Sorry about that. I'll admit, I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, so we should make it without further incident. Alright, so we're almost there. You can see the crystal from here. It's gonna be so nice not have to. It's gonna be so nice to be able to tell. Welcome to Twine. Ah, looks like there are some people around here. First things first, we get the last aetheryte crystal. Odd to find a place like this still occupied. It must have come dangerously close to being consumed by the flood. This town is small, but everything in it seems so purposeful. It's amazing. A testament to man's resilience, that civilization may yet be found at the very edge of the world. And that's it. Welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each hard day in the mines. Now there is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines for that matter. The only residents that remain are the dissolute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go. Or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it will help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. I don't like the sound of that. Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go meet the man. Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you? Wicked what, if you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. Methinks this one is deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabatha, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in Nabatha, not anymore. Especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabatha. I must. Bah, so you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is a ruin. Nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Nabatha. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No. I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Leave me be. We'll speak outside. Well, that was helpful. Piss off. I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect that, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. Stubborn arse. I sense there is more to this degenerate drunk and his tale. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right. But I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. On track, Minfilia remains adrift in the turbulent sea of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Thancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Urianche. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny would take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Well, he's not wrong. I mean, it really is her choice. The best that we can do is to just, be there for her and support her. It really isn't our place to decide for her what she should do. Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. He was a bit shaken up, is all. And you? What did Magnus have to say? Well, he wasn't going to help us. I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action where our interest has not, but I suppose that was foolish of me. I am sorry that we couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, if you like. We could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. You mean to say you're not giving up? Even knowing that Magnus is Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it. Though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine that anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that's in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Well, that's helpful of him. And... oh, there they are. So I'm guessing that was the trolley. Let's see if we can find him. This spot looks like I could use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? You open the box, revealing the proud array of lovingly maintained tools within. Brilliant. Now, if you could hand me what I need as I work, that would be a help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. Vicious looking saw, mid-sized wrench, a ragged cloth. Yeah, here's the wrench. Thank you, this one will do nicely. Now give me one moment, Anne. There, I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the tracks. I don't see what the problem was why Minfilia couldn't just walk along the tracks here, because we clearly have, like, a stabilizer here or something, like this long bit of stone, like, right in the middle, so she wouldn't have to worry about falling through. I'm a bit concerned about this lantern post. Would you ready the tools for me? Oh, I almost forgot that we had some gear here. I'm getting a little bit tired of what I'm currently wearing. Set down the toolbox, the muscles of your arms enjoying the profound relief, and open it once again. You're quite handy to have around, you know? I've been told. These aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether its lamp is too lit or not, we wouldn't want these little bits of wood jamming the next person who comes along to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Okay, bulky saw, heavy hammer, rough file. Yes, a wood file's perfect. Let me even this out. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now. Unless you'd like to take in the view of the tracks from here a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks in the Hills of Amber, you see. But after a certain point, they had to dig up everything that they could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then that Nabath Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Nabath brought the Mistel engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills, and wouldn't you know it, the mining industry picked right up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistel. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistel left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks from Daddy the Stoneworks, took off for Yulmore, and now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. But there's no use in lamenting what can't be changed, and there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you. As you may have noticed, I'm not terribly suited to confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. Well, at least he's honest. Oh, I did not even see that. I just jumped automatically. Yeah, that would have sucked to fall through. Hey, so here's number 2. One more to go. Final one. Alright, let's hurry back. Alright, the task is done. Thank you, that should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. Trolley tracks rusted and its cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was, trolley, damn it. And those were the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real, proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amtharang is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. Didn't help in the end. The Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again, so in his memory they returned to Twine. Started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was going well, for a time. Wicked White, vultures? Are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out. Why do I feel that that's not the whole truth? Seems to me that something else happened. Nice work out there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do you much good without the Talos, though. If there was even a single one that's still functioning, things might be different, but, well, here we are. Alright. Down for maintenance. Despite his better judgment, Jarek is still considering throwing you a bone. Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus's griping for a change. Ah, interesting. Thou art come to examine the Talos. Looks like someone already beat us here, but please look about as much as you like. Well, unlike the last one, he seems to be in good shape. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build the Talos stone by stone are lost to us. 'Tis true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. 'Twas likely required naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you, but what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most curious of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is a host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hell did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well then. To bridge these fissures require a material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it would be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of Twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Debatage. For sure am I that the stone from such a being would prove most suitable for our needs. All right, leave it to me. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Minfilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would I ask you to provide 3 stones of the Debatage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. Worry not, Claire. Preparations here will be complete ere long. Wish we had a mage like him around sooner. As you might imagine, we've had trouble convincing people to come here to help. They're either refused outright or demand payment far beyond anything we could hope to afford. It's why we've made such little progress in repairing the Talos. We pored over every scrap of paper left behind by Dalius' stoneworks, hoping we might learn how it's done. But there just isn't enough. Alright, so let's head out and kill what I think is going to be those giant stone heads. Still, I highly doubt it's going to be that simple. It's never that simple. There we go, there's one. Oh, looks like I'm not the only one. So we have one. There's another. Huh, I wonder why I didn't see them before. And there's the third. Okay, let's head back and find out what else we need to add to it to get it to work. Because like I said, it never just magically works. We're gonna have to work for this one. Thancred and Menphilia will return here along with the remaining supplies we require. Didst thou succeed in procuring stone from the Dibbatich? Chunk of rock taken from a Dibbatich. Probably butchered that name. I apologize for that. Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We now but wait for Thancred and Menphilia's return. From end to end, the paths by which ether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. But they require sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Strange. The core refuseth to stir. I fear the conditions of this Talos are more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart driveth blood through a man's veins, so doth the core ether throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored. So it was the heart, after all. Thou dost foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jericho? This isn't really my story to share. Please, Jarek, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright. After all you lot have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Though the Talos yet wants for a beating heart, it would appear thine efforts were not for naught. What could be so terrible he want to keep it from us? I hope Jericho doesn't get in trouble for telling us what happened. The truth hurts. Jericho may come to regret his next decision. Right then, the Talos. Their hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the conductions for Talos bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. And it was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry, but you'll have to hear it from Thap or someone else. Back to the tavern, then. Yeah, I think we can kind of put together what happened. Still here, eh? You can ask again, but the answer's the same. Our trolleys are... What? Oh, God damn it, Jarek! You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such quick progress in fixing the Talos and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. And I think he might be right. Gather your friends and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was. When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now, piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow, the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
You know, I think that he's starting to warm up to us. Why must he always treat me like this? I wish there was more we could do for you, I truly do. But after Agna's accident, no one is allowed near those mines. Full well do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it weighs on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Dath, knoweth thou any location where if we might find the stone we require, no matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it? I told you, near all the veins were tapped dry years ago, though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you may find something at Nevi's leavings. It was open well before Talos became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Gundren, and tell him I sent you, but don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Claire, I think it best Thancred join thee in his search. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil, and his thoughts clouded. 'Twould be unwise to ignore his distress. Oh, so now you're making me do it. Well, it's been a long time since Thancred and I actually had a little mission together. I think the last time it was just the two of us was... Oh wow, since Ifrit, I'm guessing? That was a long time ago. Off to somewhere, are you? Yeah, and you're coming with us. At last, a lead on the stone we need to power the Talos. I can't very well have you go off on your own. Lead the way. Okay, so it looks like we won't be able to go on any further than this, but that's okay. I think it's a good place to leave off. So, I want to thank everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!